This program is proudly brought to you by Puma Energy and proudly supported by BSB, official sponsor of the 2015 Pacific Games, and New Guinea, exclusive carrier for the 2015 Pacific Games, and Coral Sea Hotels, preferred accommodation provider of the 2015 Pacific Games.
Good evening and welcome to Road to Port Moresby 2015. Now we begin the program looking at powerlifter Linda Paulson as she's bound for Melbourne to compete at the Australian Powerlifting Championships in the lead up to the 2015 Pacific Games as she aspires to be the best in the Pacific.
From the village of Drano in the Manus province is 43-year-old mother to two boys, Linda Pulsan. Linda was the first female powerlifter to earn a gold medal for her motherland, Papua New Guinea, in the 72 kilograms category at the 2011 Pacific Games in Noumea, New Caledonia. Married to husband Gabi John from Hanuabada, Linda proclaims Gabi as her greatest supporter and her backbone during her powerlifting career. Inspired by PNG's very own golden girl Dikatoa, Linda developed a passion for the Olympic sport and then persevered with the utmost determination. With the initiation of powerlifting into her life in the year of 2007, this was Linda's biggest success in almost all her life. Given Papua New Guinea's strong family ties, Linda's success was enhanced by the good of her family. Coming from humble beginnings, Linda spends most of her time at home in the overpopulated village of Hanuabada, making a living out of marketing small goods. However, with a hectic training schedule, demanding time and energy 7 days a week, Linda does well in balancing her professional and personal life.
2003 Pacific Games lo Fiji. Me been still Hanuabada, but me lost here. But I me looking lo TV, me looking Dikato and Rita carry lo TV or weightlifting. Then me talk, how by all Papa walking my Manus mina na walking. Me can suppose me. So me started this time 2003.
Maintaining her humble charisma following her success in the 2011 Pacific Games, Linda's success speaks volume in her actions. She has dedicated much of her time to training up-and-coming powerlifters and is seen as a valuable mentor to those in the code.
Yes, Linda is the most experienced lifter in powerlifting. We are so proud that she's in the powerlifting team, that she has won the medals, and just to keep the team ongoing in powerlifting.
With an incredible fan base, Linda, alongside many of Papua New Guinea's athletes, are looking forward to a bigger, better year of sports in 2015.
Yes, I think by next week me black at national title Logoroka. After the national title, by me blago me by me coach team NCD logolong PNG Games lo lay. After lo disla me bla powerlifting got Oceania and Asian Pacific invitation long Melbourne lo December. So this me bla working more training alo by me ko lo disla all games.
After the break, we highlight the Oil Search Games relay team's first leg of their journey in Papua New Guinea. The 2015 Pacific Games Oil Search Relay was officially launched on the 25th of March in Port Moresby, and since then has embarked on a journey around Papua New Guinea in 100 days. In this segment, we highlight the launching and the relay team's visit in the Sundown province.
The 2015 Pacific Games Oil Search Baton Relay has begun its journey around Papua New Guinea in 100 days.
Our nations rise out of the sea, Pacific heroes will be.
The event kicked off on the 25th of March, 101 days out from the 2015 Pacific Games at Ella Beach in Port Moresby, where the Games Relay was officially launched. Prime Minister Peter O'Neill was joined by Sports Minister Justin Chichenko and Governor for the National Capital District Commission, Powers Parker, and of course dignitaries from Oil Search Limited to witness the handover of the baton to the Motukoi Tabuans. Prime Minister O'Neill urged the people of Papua New Guinea to welcome the baton into their villages and communities in the true spirit of unity and prosperity.
I ask all Papua New Guineans to welcome the baton and farewell the baton in a true Papua New Guinean fashion, showing all our diversity in language, culture, and the true meaning of welcoming, that Melanesian way of welcoming that we always extend to everyone who come and visit us.
Once the handover was officiated by the Prime Minister, Chairperson of the Games Organising Committee, Emma YY, handed it over to the people of Gaba Gaba village as its journey on the Lakatoi demonstrated the beginning of the baton's 100-day tour around the country. On the 29th of March, the Games relay team departed Port Moresby for their first leg of the journey in the Sundown province. The team was met by a swelling crowd to welcome the baton into Vanimo. Executive General Manager for Oil Search Limited, Geria Alpi, passed the baton on to Acting Governor for the Sundown province, Paul Noga, and the journey throughout the province began.
Brothers and sisters, stand strong. Our nations rise out of the sea, Pacific heroes will be. Let the spirit of the games come alive, and we will fight for the glory of our sport and be proud of everything that we've been taught. Let the fire in our hearts ignite the torch. Let us celebrate the friendship we will forge. Unity and peace through the power of sport. Let us sing, we are heroes. That we've given our all. Ooh, we'll wave our flags with pride, walking side by side. The spirit of the games is alive.
The baton then made its way over to Nuku Station in the Sundown province after a shattering plane ride. Greeted by government officials and Sing Sing groups, the baton received a warm traditional welcome. After several visits to government stations within the province, the baton was driven to Walami Station, where the relay runs began. After visiting the Sundown province and East Sipit province, the relay will make their way to Madang before touring the Highlands region.
recently I was joined by 4 women on the Games Organising Committee on the set of Road to Port Moresby to discuss the role women play in the corporate world. Chairperson of the GOC, Emma YY, not only spoke out on the challenges with leading a team in producing an event of this scale, also emphasising the role each employee plays in the delivery of the Games. Now joining me on Road to Port Moresby are 3 very significant women part of the team to deliver the 2015 Pacific Games. Now here with me is Emma YY, Chair Lady of the Games. Welcome.
Thank you.
Now as Chair Lady of the board, you are in a very senior position. What do you think are the key aspects of women's contributions to the Games?
Probably the most important one is the quality of the decision making. You could get a group of women to organize an event, or you could get a group of men, and you would deliver a good event. But I think having the mix, and especially having women there, the decision making is, I think it comes out far more, the quality of the decision making is far, far better. It also, if you think about it, this is a really huge project, almost a 200 million kina project from a Games perspective. And this project involves a lot of people. So when you're dealing with people, you need to be able to know how to deal with them. And I think one of the important aspects, the attributes that women bring are, the communication skills, being able to delegate really well. And that's, I think, I don't know, Brenda and Monica would probably agree with me on this, those are qualities that you need in a big project. You got to be able to listen well, and be a good communicator, because sometimes if you don't communicate well, you don't get the message across. And I think that's what a lot of women bring to the Games. And also the delegation aspect of it. We like to delegate. And so I think that helps in making sure that, we meet our deadlines, we meet our targets. It's becoming really busy, and these things are really important to the game.
Now, just on that note of communication, as Chair Lady, you direct the course of conversation during board meetings. What are some of the qualities that you bring to this role?
And I think you've mentioned one, the communication aspect of it. You've got to be able to learn how to communicate with all your board members. You can get into fights, you can get into arguments, because not everybody comes with a different perspective and different. We think differently. Let's put it. So in a meeting, when you're sitting down, you're disagreeing. You've got to still be able to listen to each other in amongst all that disagreement, to make sure that at the end of the day, like I said, the decision that comes out of that whole discussion is a good decision, regardless. And you walk out of the meeting still being friends. Not taking things personally. I think the other thing also is just making sure that, because as with a lot of other board members, they're very busy people. And so, when we finish our meeting at 6 o'clock, many of them have to run off for another meeting, and just making sure that, you do what you need to do and complete the meeting on time. So I think that's probably one of the things, and the CEO has said to me a few times, Emma, thank you. You're making sure that the meetings are being completed on time, and I suppose that's another quality, because, like I said, board members have to rush off for other things, and we're all very busy people. And if we say 4 to 6, we've got to maintain, the meeting within that period of time.
Now, also as Chair Lady, you do lead the team, and there is quite a significant amount of women working within the Pacific Games Organising Committee. How do you feel about that?
I think it's a real honor. We keep saying this is the best Games ever. It's going to be the best Games ever. It's going to be the biggest event that's happened in Papua New Guinea. And for me, it's an honor to lead the team, to be up there and just, when people say, you've got a really big job, I said, no, I don't have a really big job. It's everybody else in the office that has it. They've got to do the work. I'm just there to just see what they're doing, more or less. But I think it's an honor to be leading the organizing committee, and just seeing all the women in the roles. Brenda's got a really big role as commercial services manager. She plays and it's a woman there. The finance manager is a woman there. So for me, I'm proud. I'm proud that there are women in key roles in the organizing committee that have a say in the decision making, because if the Games come out a success, then we can all be stand really proud that we've actually achieved a lot to these Games.
Now, Monica, you as finance manager must have a really difficult role to play, as finance is obviously the lifeblood of any organization. Tell us some of the crucial aspects of your role.
Yeah, it's very challenging. It's a big responsibility, but it's very challenging for me as well. I joined the Games office in 2013 from a corporate environment, thinking that it was going to be much simpler than working in a corporate environment. But going to the Games office, it's more complex than I thought it was. And dealing with a lot of people, communicating with different people at different levels, giving them financial information as and when they require, knowing that there's a deadline and it's the completion date. So we're working towards a completion date instead of just like any organization. It's there to make money. This is just something different than working in a corporate environment.
Now, as Emma mentioned as well, these games are quite, it will be big and there's a lot of money being spent. How do you deal with all the stress managing with these finances?
It's very stressful sometimes, and you are required to work under pressure due to reporting to different people, as I've just mentioned. But I think the key thing is knowing what you are doing and getting to know other people in the group as well. So within the Games office, it's always stressed that it's a teamwork. It's not just your individual doing. So everyone fits into a very big picture. Like all of us work together. It's not just about yourself. So when you're doing your work, it's about communicating with other people, as Emma just mentioned, communicating, understanding what they're doing and how it impacts you as well. So it's getting to know them and then getting to know your job better.
Now, what are some of the biggest challenges that you've encountered leading up towards the Games?
Challenges is to meet deadlines, I'd say, because as I said, it's about a certain deadline. I mean, certain completion. That it's not like a corporate working environment where you can do changes after the report is done. This is like that report has to be a final report. So it's like meeting deadlines. So if my team don't work together, it's about meeting deadlines, working in a team environment. So sometimes it's very difficult, but we maintain it. So
now, Brenda, as executive manager of commercials, what are some skills that women are naturally endowed with that help them in positions of seniority?
Okay, just to give you a little bit of background, we have currently 127 staff. Half of those are women, and of those women, they're in every department in the organization and in every level, from coordinator, supervisor to assistant. So we're quite proud that the women shine throughout the whole organization. Women have multitudes of skills that come from being moms, from being grandma, from being big sisters. They're extremely patient. They have to do that in their normal life. They communicate well. They listen well. Because they're listening to kids, they're listening to husbands, etc. And they're juggling many, many things at once. So when I know that a female's coming to work, I know that she's a multitasker. She deals with many different things at the same time. She's dealing with home, she's dealing with work, she's getting kids to school, she's making lunches. So we find that the women in the organization are extremely organized, extremely passionate about what they do, because passion, I also think, is something that comes very natural within women, and that passion leads to spreading that word within your team, so it keeps the employees motivated, it keeps the spirit up, because as Monica says, we work hard, we work long hours, and as a team, that's how we deliver this.
Now, there's been a lot of emphasis placed on women empowerment, especially within the last few weeks with the Women's Forum. Now, you three do represent the key women that are part of the organization in delivering these games. Do you feel some sense of pressure demonstrating to the women of Papua New Guinea that we can do it? You know, we hold significant positions and we can be in the corporate world.
I'll probably agree with what Brenda said, and it's really not about us women. It's the skill and the qualification we bring to the job that we're in task with. Maybe, but for me, it was, and I suppose there's really no pressure because I'm not there to to really, how will I put it? I'm not there to promote that women are better. We come with a skill that is needed in a certain job, you know, and if we can do that job, that means, you know, we've done a good job. I suppose, you know, for me it's, hey, women, if you can get out there and you can do it, go and do it, you know. And for those that think that women can't do it, well, give them a go. Maybe they do have the skill, maybe they do have the quality and the attributes that can, you know, that can really help in that particular role that they need to play. But yeah, I don't see any pressure on us. What do you think, Brenda?
Not at all.
No.
We also have women in male typical jobs. We have a female that runs our warehouse. We have a female that looks after our logistics and transport. So those are typically roles that men would take, but they're qualified for the job and they're doing a great job. So we're very proud of that. We're proud of all our staff, men and women,
exactly,
because they all. It's a good mix in our office. It brings a good dynamic with everybody, and hopefully we're all learning from each other.
I think what we can say about that is, it's about knowing your job well, whether even if it's in a corporate or sports environment. It's about getting to know the job and getting to work with the team, and then you deliver. So it's just, it's not that really stressful.
And we represent, our staff represents every province in PNG, which we're very proud of. There's a few of us that are honored to be part of the team from outside of PNG, and it's just a handful, but the staff is well represented across the whole country.
Now to my final question. The level of patriotism is building up, leading towards the Games. What's the feel like within the office? Apart from all the hard work and stress, I'm sure you all must be gearing up for the Games as well.
Absolutely. I think last night was a perfect example as we were preparing for this interview today. It's 8:30 at night, and there's 20 staff in the office. And not because we asked them to come, but they're dedicated, they want to be there. The staff will not see opening ceremonies, they will not see a soccer match because they will be working, but their small contribution to the delivery of this Games is what is in their hearts. And there is an amazing group of people that are dedicated to the country, dedicated to sport, and to themselves to make the Pacific Games an amazing, amazing event that they'll remember forever, and they'll tell their kids and their grandkids. And we have that level of dedication in the office, and you can see the volume or the atmosphere in the office change as soon as 2015 turned over. It's great. It's great to see.
Well, ladies, thank you very much for joining me on Road to Port Moresby, and I look forward to the successful delivery of the Games.
Thank you.
That's all on Road to Port Moresby 2015 tonight. Thank you for joining me. If you'd like to view this episode again, visit the EMTV website and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Good night, have a pleasant evening. See you same time next fortnight.
This program was proudly brought to you by Puma Energy and proudly supported by BSP, official sponsor of the 2015 Pacific Games, and New Guinea, exclusive carrier for the 2015 Pacific Games, and Coral Sea Hotels, preferred accommodation provider of the 2015 Pacific Games.